All the way from the Kingdom of Great Britain and England, it's Mr. Smelly and the Smell Marks. Dun 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 dun. No, I love you like I do. No, I It's Mr. Smelly's fragrance. It's Mr. Smelly's fragrance. It's Mr. Smelly's fragrance. It's Mr. Smelly's
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mr. Smelly Fragrance Show. So today I'm going to be highlighting 3 really great inexpensive fragrances that I think are hidden gems, under the radar fragrances. One of them I've never mentioned on the channel before. The other 2 may have had a little mention somewhere way back, but we really rarely hear about these on YouTube. They're great, pretty much fresh scents in all cases, but very different in their smells, and really amazing prices for all 3 of these. So let's get stuck into it. The first one that I want to mention, I've only actually picked up a bottle. I had a sample for about a year or so, maybe even more, and I got my full bottle this week, and this is Fashionable. I saw Lania Smith mention this absolutely years ago on a video with Chad from The Gentleman's Journey, so I think I'm pronouncing it roughly correctly, Fashionable, not Fashionable, as I once thought. Eau de Toilette, and this is a superb fragrance from a French brand, first released in 1994. Let's have a look at the bottle. I love that tin that it comes in, by the way, and the bottle has a great design, I think, too, with the rather snazzy lid that's on a little bit of string there, and the gold colours. I really think it's a beautiful bottle. More importantly, though, than that is the smell of the fragrance, which is absolutely outstanding for your money. So it's a 1994 release. I think it's been reformulated. It may have gone away and then was reissued. So this is the modern version, of course. And you can pick this up, a 100ml bottle, easily for just under, in a number of different places, just under £20, which is superb value. Or I think you can get it around the world and hopefully roughly equivalent prices. In the top on this one, you've got orange blossom, mint and mandarin orange. In the mid, you have jasmine, rose and geranium. And the base notes are sandalwood, amber and musk. That tells us a bit, but really the description that I'm going to give will probably give you more idea than the fragrance notes in and of themselves. Think Green Irish Tweed by Creed. It's quite similar to that with added mint. It's as simple as that, really. It's got that very distinctive Green Irish Tweed-esque dry down, that kind of sandalwood violet leaf and dihydromercenol. It's an aroma chemical that you'll recognise if you begin to understand which fragrances have it in it. You'll also find that kind of accord in Cool Water from Davidoff. It's got similarities with that. It's much better than Cool Water, and right now in my affections it's right up there with the original Green Irish Tweed from Creed in 1985. In contrast to that one, you get a little bit less of the bright green opening that you get on Green Irish Tweed, less of the lemon verbena, the kind of citrus feel. There is a citrus opening, but it's a little less sharp, a little less tart, maybe a little less vibrant in a way than Green Irish Tweed. But what they've done is they've replaced it with something else. So it's not a clone. I really don't think it's a clone. And they've replaced some of the things that are missing that you would like maybe in Green Irish Tweed with this wonderfully beautiful fresh green mint note. Performance is just okay for me, not amazing. So if you're one of those people who's very fussy about that, it might disappoint you. You can use a lot of sprays, though, of course, because it's remarkably cheap. So Fashionable, classy, brilliant, gentlemanly fragrance, Green Irish Tweed with added mint. Enough said. Don't forget, if you'd like to join the Smelly Army private members club over on Patreon, there's a link in the description to do that. It costs just $2 a month and you get an extra video from me every week, plus you get to watch everything I've already uploaded in there. We're building a really nice community, lots of interaction, and I'd love to see you in there. Next up, we're going to move on to another one that I've recently rediscovered, a real favourite of mine now for an everyday freshie scent. And this is Leroy Soleil Extreme, or Extreme, Leroy Soleil Extreme from the house of Salvador Dali. So the eccentric genius painter Salvador Dali died in 1989. I think it was actually after that a brand came out making fragrances in his name. There are absolutely tons of them, and this is one of the most lovely masculine ones out there. So Leroy Soleil Extreme, I think it came out roughly about 2012-ish, Top notes are bergamot, lemon and pineapple leaf in the mid, cardamom, lavender and green apple, and your base notes are Haitian vetiver, amber, moss and musk. It was Chris from Scentland, a great channel by the way, who first drew my attention to this one. Price wise, you can find this for, I think it's just a touch under £30 on Notino in the UK. That's 100ml, and the 50ml bottle, which is what I've got here, is just a tad bit over £20. So really, really good price, and a great safe bet if you like fresh fragrances. It's got character, it's bright, it's got this pineapple note, but not very obviously. It's soapy, it's fresh, it's a little bit herbal. It's not an old school fragrance. I like a lot of soapy, old school, gentlemanly fragrances. It has a hint of the aromatic fougere barbershop type vibe, maybe. A lovely bright green apple note, and it does have that with the pineapple gives you some slightly unusual citrus accords, but it's definitely got this lavender, herbaceous thing, a soapy feel, a little bit of kind of standard, typical vetiver and white musk notes in the dry down, but it's really, really nice. It's kind of spicy, green, fresh and citrusy all at once. A little tiny bit of a retro feel, but kind of neo-retro, if that makes sense. It's not like stuff that you remember from the 90s or the 80s massively, but it's not like your standard designer shower gel smelling stuff that comes out from the big designer houses today. Really, really interesting fragrance. Lovely good performance actually for me on this one, and perfect for springtime. Le Roi Soleil Extreme. There was an original Le Roi Soleil from way back in the 90s, but that's discontinued. I actually think I've got that and I prefer this. Last but not least then, I saw Stephen from Redolescence did a review on this a little while back, and I think he was a bit nonplussed with it. But I really like it. It's Eau de Prep from Tommy Hilfiger. I've mentioned it somewhere before a while back on the channel. So Eau de Prep, obviously preppy is this kind of term originated in America, I think to do with prep schools or something. So we're thinking of kind of clean cut, university going type fellows, the clean cut establishment kind of figures who dress a bit smart or preppy, and this is how maybe they might like to smell. I really love this actually. I'll give you the note listing. It was a 2011 release. I think it might be discontinued in terms of being made, but it's still very much out there and gettable. And again, you can pick it up. I think it was somewhere around the £20 mark for 100ml. Perfumer by the way, on this one is Rodrigo Flores Roux, who also did Neroli Portofino. He did pretty much most of the Jean Valvatos men's fragrances, and he did Fougere Royale 2011 version. Notes are grapefruit, clary sage, geranium, grenadilla, tonic, wet grass, white pepper, lavender, juniper, amber, Georgie wood, what does that say? Georgie wood, I don't know what that is, oak moss and white suede. What you get with this one is a beautiful, bright grapefruit opening. If you like grapefruit fragrances, Pamplemousse from Guerlain, or maybe Pomelo Paradis from Atelier Cologne, it's got that kind of grapefruit note, beautifully fresh and zesty. Then it's got pretty much a kind of white linen, fresh cotton type accord, a few florals, and just a very, very bright, breezy, preppy, clean cut, nice and natural smelling, and not this kind of synthetic modern Invictus Aqua type in your face freshness, but a rather more natural, clean cut. Maybe preppy is a good word for this. Maybe it's a tiny bit old school in that way. Very, very much a reimagining of a classic citrus cologne style fragrance that you can wear in any occasion. Not great in performance. You'll have to use quite a lot to get noticed. It doesn't last that long, but it's so cheap, and the fresh, beautiful opening and the nice clean white sheets kind of dry down, just so pleasant that I don't mind that the performance is not out of this world. So Eau de Prep from Tommy Hilfiger, I think is an absolute stunner and a classic, well worth your time. So guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about those choices. Of the three, which is my favourite at the moment, I think it's Fashionable, but that's because it's the newest one I've got. They're all a little bit different, but a similar kind of thing that you reach for when you want to smell fresh, springtime, summertime, and they're all great value. Let me know if you've tried any of them in the comments down below. As ever, guys, thank you ever so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. Bye-bye.
Smelly. forget it. 50 sprays more. Until you are a beast. Maximum protection. This mode is now active. Nothing can stand in his way. So you better start to play. Because Mr. Smelly is now on his way.